Today's tips come from our voice coach and multi-instrumentalist coach, as well as studio manager, RaeLynn.
Hey guys, RaeLynn here. I just wanted to give you a few tips to ensure that your voice stays healthy. The first tip that I wanted to talk to you guys about is hydration. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Hydration is the most important thing that you can do to ensure that you maintain a healthy voice. Our bodies are made up of 70% water. We already know that. And our vocal cords are made up of very, very delicate tissue. If that tissue gets dehydrated, it is really easy to cause some vocal damage. So make sure that you are drinking sufficient water to ensure that your whole body is hydrated. Keep in mind that it does take or can take up to 4 hours from the time you drink your water to the time that it actually reaches and hydrates your vocal cords. So drinking water during the time you're singing or using your voice is not actually that helpful. Make sure that you are drinking water hours before, all throughout the day, to make sure that you are properly hydrated. Also, keep in mind that beverages such that contain caffeine or alcohol are natural diuretics, so they will dehydrate your voice. Make sure that if you are going to have those type of drinks, that you up your water intake to make sure that you stay hydrated. Tip number 2 is rest. Rest, rest, rest. That means resting your voice as well as resting your body. A lot of restorative processes happen while we're sleeping that are very beneficial to the voice. So if you're not getting an adequate amount of sleep, your voice is going to fatigue way quicker, making you more vulnerable to irritation and damage. Also, our vocal cords touch about 100 to 200 times per second. That's a lot. So if you are singing a lot or if you're speaking a lot, make time during your day to give yourself a couple of hours off where you're not allowing those vocal cords to touch at all, giving them some rest. If you do feel that your voice is raspy or hoarse, stop talking. Stop talking. That means that your voice has some inflammation, your vocal cords are inflamed, and they're not able to vibrate correctly and really, really susceptible to damage. So if you are hoarse, stop talking. Just stop. Tip number 3, stop screaming, yelling, and also whispering. You can probably guess why screaming and yelling is bad for your voice, but whispering, yes, it's equally damaging to your voice because you're trying to force air through your vocal cords. They can't close, so now your false vocal folds and all kinds of things are engaging to try to create some type of sound, and that is very damaging to your voice. Screaming and yelling, the same. We are basically forcing our vocal cords to slam against each other, creating fatigue, inflammation, irritation, and eventually permanent damage. So stop screaming, stop yelling, stop whispering. Make sure that when you're in a loud environment, like a restaurant or a bar with loud music, make sure that you're leaning in to talk to someone at a nice level versus speaking loudly for hours. Sporting events, things, concerts where you're using your voice or you tend to tire out your voice. Make sure as a singer, it is your responsibility that you pay attention to the environments you're in and make sure that you are protecting your voice at all times. So stop screaming and stop whispering. The final tip I have for you guys today is surrounding allergies. I don't know about you guys, but it is spring and allergies are in full swing. So allergies can affect your voice in various ways, especially post-nasal drip. So when all your sinuses in your nose is all irritated, we got a lot of post-nasal drip that can cause irritation to the throat and also the vocal cords. So make sure that you are being preventative with these allergies. That is the key. You do not want to be reactive, meaning that if you've suffered from allergies your whole life, this year is not going to be different. Don't wait until your eyes are all puffy and your nose is runny and you can't breathe to start treating your allergies. Make sure that you start treating them today. So with that being said, how should you treat your allergies? We talked a little bit earlier about hydration. One thing that can really, really dehydrate your voice is allergy medication, because they contain antihistamines and decongestants that are made to dry out your body, dry out those mucous membranes. You can use a steroid such as Flonase or Nasacort or something like that that can be very helpful to help your allergy symptoms fade and also ensure that you're not drying out your voice too much. But take care of yourself first. If those nasal sprays, those steroids don't work for you 100%, go ahead and take your Claritin, your Zyrtec, but make sure that you up your water intake so that your body isn't dehydrated and you're not creating more problems for yourself. Another thing that you could do is a nasal rinse or a neti pot before bed. Make sure that you are getting all of those allergens out of your nasal passages and sinuses before bed to cut down on some of that postnasal drip that will really cause irritation, inflammation, and can cause damage.